Welcome to my life. I can take a wild guess. You know what's crazy? What is this?
Sushi means sex.
What is going on this show?
It's the lighter side of the dark side.
Oh, no, he didn't.
What did you do, man? What did you do? Yes, it's Thursday night. It's your Thursday night free show. Welcome to the lighter side of the dark side. It is the Dark
Okay,
Mark
everybody
Show.
off your phones. Put them on vibrate. My favorite feature.
Well, thanks for the interruption, Josie. I appreciate that. I'm Dark Mark, the goth comedian. My co-host, the usually sassy Josie Cat. Josie, you want to say hi to the Dark Minions out there?
Hello, Dark Minions.
You'll have to forgive Josie because she just had a root canal.
I did.
And what's worse than having a root canal?
What's
Spending an hour in the studio with me. Isn't that correct?
No, we have fun.
Yes, we do. Anyway, we have a really special show tonight.
But we torture people.
Well, I think we're going to have some torture tonight. Oh, this is going to be good already.
We've had people electrocuted. We've had people choked.
You forgot the girl who was set on fire.
Oh, yeah. A girl got set on fire.
You got
This is one of those snuff shows, right?
Yes, this is a snuff show.
We've
Yes.
had different
Man, I knew it.
artists.
It's a snuff show. Yes,
I keep getting suckered into these things. I don't know how it happens.
By the way, folks, talking there is Jeff, and I'm going to mess up your last name, so I'm going to have you say it.
It's Feuerhaken, Jeff Feuerhaken.
Jeff Feuerhaken and Stan Mueller.
That's correct.
And they're responsible for the first DVD, and I'm sure many DVDs to come, The Punk Rock Chronicles. And this time, they're here to promote their film, Clean Cut American Kids.
I'm definitely
The story
you
of
guys, I
Ill
need to get
Repute.
involved with you guys on any level.
Yeah, we're still.
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
I think this is starting it out.
Well,
This is
Josie,
This is the
kickoff.
inception.
Josie, do you mind
This
if we
is a
start out the
good
show
kickoff.
first? Because I've got a really important announcement.
Oh, you do?
Yes, we do. We have
What?
a new sponsor.
No. Who?
You're not even going to believe the sponsor we have.
Who?
We have Audible.com
Do we
is
get
now
free stuff?
sponsoring. Well, let me get it out first. Audible.com is sponsoring the Dark Mark Show now. And you do get free stuff. Because everybody that goes to the website www.audibletrial.com/Dark Mark Show gets a free audiobook and a 30-day free trial on audible.com.
Wow.
It's easy as can be. And you know, I was looking up some books for you, Josie. Because I know
Oh, no, I'm afraid.
No. You know how you're a big True Blood fan?
Yes.
They have all the Sookie Stackhouse books
I have
audio tape.
2 of them.
Well,
Actually, I bought... probably should return them. Had it for a little while
Oh, you
now.
have overdue library books.
Somebody has
a
library
friend
finds.
Right.
A friend, a friend loaned.
So you're on on book number 2, right?
No, I haven't even started it.
Okay, well, why don't you listen to them in your car while you're driving? Get a free audiobook from audible.com.
Okay.
And also, if you go to darkmarkshow.com, you will get there's a link right there. You just one of those banner ads like the kids like. Click right on there, it gets you right to the free trial. 30-day free trial, you get a free audiobook. You know how it goes. Within 30 days, you can cancel at any time. You can log in with your Amazon account.
Yeah.
So you already got an account. You're all set up, and
But you just download them to your phone.
well,
or to the
you
cloud.
download the MP3 to your computer. You can put it on your iPad. You can burn it on the CD. I put in punk rock too because today's a punk rock show. And punk rock, and it's
we know a lot of punkers with books.
right. You'd be surprised. And
But my book has no.
no, Josie Cat does not have an audio. Josie Cat does not have an audiobook yet.
I wonder what it would sound like.
Josie Cat does not have an audiobook yet. This is the worst promo I've ever done. This is the worst commercial I've ever done for a
I
sponsor.
think it's fun.
I think audiobooks are good for punks because they don't know how to read.
Exactly.
So they can listen to it.
When you put in punk rock, you get the punk
I'm
rock.
gonna do an audiobook. Tie it in. We'll do an audiobook for
We should do
that.
an audiobook.
Only if you
And
do the
it's
voice
all
of it.
just music.
You have to narrate the book yourself,
Yes.
though.
But the few narrations about the
So
song.
anyway, I put in punk rock on audible.com. There's a punk rock guide to marketing on Twitter, on Facebook. I'm going to get the Twitter one, on Pinterest, whatever that is. And the best one of all.
Pinterest.
Pinterest, whatever you call it. The one book I would recommend, if you're going to get a free book from us, there's an Iggy Pop book. If you put in punk rock,
Nice.
it's a 14-hour book.
Wow.
If you're going to download a book, make it count. Get 14 hours of Iggy Pop stories. You can't go wrong with that.
Was that like 1,000
yeah.
pages or something? Like 2,000 pages?
Probably, and the guy reads it, so it's 14 hours.
Well, what if he just reads it like really, really slowly?
Well, it is Iggy Pop, and actually, Josie Cat's kind of Iggy Pop like tonight, but
What if
I
the guy
love
who reads
Iggy
it like
Pop.
takes bathroom breaks
I'm going to
and
be
he like
singing I Want to Be Your Dog at the Crash Show.
right, and we're gonna get to that because anyway. So I was gonna promo my show, but I think we've done enough. I think it's time. I'm gonna turn the camera
Look at
around.
that fan.
I was in Portland last week. That's why there wasn't a show. I was staying with my friends Mike and Kathy Martin, and I wanted to give Kathy Martin all the most positive energy from the most negative show on Skidrow Studios. With her, it's all gonna be fine, and we all wish you the best. And I ran into Nick Sin, so I was hanging out with a midget in a strip club, and he did a Marilyn Manson routine, mini Marilyn Manson. But that's enough of me. In the last 2 weeks, Josie Cat is back from the Far East.
Nice.
So you know what time it is for
Yes.
that. Hold on, let me swing this around first.
Hello.
Are you on there?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to do a part 2 because I was gone for a month.
Well, whatever you do,
An
it's
entire
time
month.
for the Josie Cat. She's high on Novocaine report.
Oh, Josie girl, you look so hot.
Pissant. Woo.
You're always surprised when I play the same song every time.
I am. Should mix it up. I should probably give you a CD. This is the first song I wrote for the band.
Is this your first single?
Sex junkie whore.
Yeah.
Everybody.
We've had like,
Sex junkie, sex junkie, sex junkie. Josie, you shouldn't give
I
me a
feel like
CD.
I can relate to the lyrics.
Josie, I can. I need it all through the night. Come on, baby, don't put up a fight. I can relate to that. Josie, I have 2 of your CDs. I got them actually on Amazon.com. You know how much I paid for each of them?
I hope no more than a couple of bucks.
A penny with plus tax. Anyway,
So it was more to ship it?
Yes.
I saw one for like $60-something. I downloaded it. It was on my Facebook page for a while.
a Pissant album.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope that $60 was worth it. Josie, what's been happening the
Probably.
last since I have seen you last?
CD. Well, I don't even know where to start. It's been so crazy.
You told me
since
so
I
many
got
crazy
back.
hijinks and texted me so many crazy hijinks.
And I wanted to still talk about my trip to Southeast Asia because there was so much to talk about when I was here last time. But you go for through 5 countries in a month, and
Wow.
it just
That's crazy.
it's
What
a
countries did you
little
go
more
to?
wider. It's a little wider than Europe. Europe, you could hit a lot more countries. So I went to Europe for a month and did about 5 countries.
You hit 5 countries.
Yeah, Malaysia,
When Josie hits a country, she hits a country.
Thailand, Japan, and stayed the longest in Thailand, and then Vietnam.
Well, tell us about the Penthouse Hotel because we didn't get to that last time.
Oh, it wasn't a penthouse hotel. It was just a regular room.
Oh, you
at
just
the
snuck into the
Sheraton.
penthouse suite and used the pool?
No, I didn't have a penthouse suite. I had a regular room.
That's not what Facebook said, but okay.
No, I said finally a bathtub because I had just come from. I was staying in hostels when I was in Cambodia.
Don't let people know
So-
that. Everybody thinks Josie travels in high style.
Some of the first hotel we stayed in was pretty stylish that we found. We found it like on, I think I don't know, one of those travel websites, Expedia or something.
Right.
But it was nice to like be in a really nice hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked like a total bum. I was so raggedy by that time.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys seen the hotels that they've been staying at the Olympics in the Sochi Olympics?
Are they bad?
Oh, I heard
my
it's
God.
bad. I heard about
If you,
that. I
if
have
you think
to
the
go
hostels
look.
that you were staying at were bad in Cambodia or whatever, you should see this stuff. It's pretty hilarious.
I have
Like the
to
bathrooms
look.
will have like a bathroom stall, like a toilet, and then they'll have be 3 seats like facing it for for an audience to watch you while you go to the bathroom.
Oh my God! Or maybe they're going to the bathroom, or is it interrogation?
Yeah.
Maybe you get interrogated while you're doing your business. I don't know.
I don't know.
It is Sochi.
But I've seen some pretty bad bathrooms because I've been to India, and there's like
Holes in the
it's
ground.
like holes in the ground with a bucket. Like you have to bring your own if you.
And don't you use, like, one of your
and I'm a
hands?
You got to bring your own
chick, too.
bucket?
No, like if you gotta go or like really go, you better have your own toilet paper.
I'll make a note of that. If I'm ever traveling to India, make sure I got the toilet paper on hand.
So anyway,
Hot commodity.
since I've been back, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Arthur from House of Broken Promises.
Right.
Well, he said he'll come on the show
Okay.
before they're going to be in Europe for probably a couple months.
Thank you, Arthur. You were telling me about that. I can't wait to
Yeah,
see
and also Bobby Black from High Times kicked me down a bunch of swag that I wanted to give to Jeremy.
Once again, another
Well,
shock.
It'll go around. I'll share the swag.
Once again, another shock. You hang out with a guy from High Times.
Yeah, he's the executive editor.
I'll bet he is.
Yep.
Anyway, you know what?
The magazine's been around since what, like since the 60s or something?
I wasn't around then, but I bet you can get some audio.
High Times. What is that all about? Is that a magazine or something?
It's a magazine based around.
I'm just
He's
kidding.
fucking with me. Damn it! I
Good,
fell
it's not
for it
just
for a
me.
second
It's
too.
not just me.
I was like, wait a minute.
Too much of that swag. I think.
Josie, now that you're laughing, you should keep in this state of mind and catch me. I'll be doing actually some spoken word
Where's that going to be?
at Stories Book and Cafe, the best book store cafe in LA, on February 22nd, 1716 Sunset Boulevard in Echo Park. You know how I was stranded and was on the bus for a month.
I know your car broke down, but you have a new one.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So these are a series of stories about riding on Los Angeles Metro Station, and I'll be contributing to that.
That should be interesting.
A little funny, a little serious. You know how it is. So
You'll laugh, you'll cry.
Right. So what'd you do last weekend, Josie?
I went to a birthday party for my friend Dave, and then
Happy birthday, Dave.
And then I went to a metal show, which was pretty cool. It was House of Broken Promises,
Right.
and I think Gigantor and some Galaxy name band with a guy from Monster Magnet.
No, okay.
They did a Monster Magnet song. I asked everybody which song, and nobody knew. But
Well, yeah, it's Monster Magnet. Everybody forgot about it.
but it was
I don't
really,
remember being
really
that
good.
impressed
It
with
was-
Monster Magnet in the first place. I remember when they came out, I was like, oh, they had the video. That was like a Puff Daddy video. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of funny. And then, like, you never heard from them again.
No, they were a metal band.
I know what they are.
Something
No, they
Puff
had
Daddy?
no. Remember when Puff Daddy used to do the big, like, bright colored videos with the fisheye lenses in the '90s? Like,
Yeah,
everybody
like all
had
the
the
lights behind him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, they're dancing.
Every
Yeah, I
hip hop
remember that.
video had that thing. So Monster Magnet had, I forget what their song was, but they did like a video like that where they're in Las Vegas and the lights and they had the fisheye lens and they were showing like they're rap stars. And then it got big play on MTV because it was a rock band doing the rap parody. And then you never heard from them again. I'm like, yeah, the video's good. The song kind of sucks. And then you never heard from them again.
I think I saw them live
songs
once, actually.
good.
Like, open for some metal band. Like,
I
Back in the day.
went to see Marilyn Manson and Hole, and they opened up, but we missed them, and
Okay.
I didn't exactly regret it. But speaking of bands, Josie, and that's the Hollywood Report. I'm going to stop it
it.
right there because you'll just go on and on. Yeah, Josie,
I just went through a serious dental procedure.
right, and so that's good.
And the effects
And
aren't
you're,
wearing off
and you're
yet.
driving me home. So Josie,
I'm perfectly sober to drive home.
anyway,
It's just Novocaine.
yes, okay. So, Josie, when I said I was going to have the guys who did the Punk Rock Chronicles documentary about Ill Repute, you got so excited.
I was
Why
so
is
excited.
that?
Because Ill Repute was a band that I used to listen to a lot as a teenager.
Yeah.
So
They've been
and
around. They've
I
been
saw
around
a
since the
lot of
early
their
80s.
shows. Yeah,
Right?
they would open up for a lot of big bands, and I really liked them. I always liked the Nardcore bands. I always loved.
Right. And I'm going to get over to Stan. Stan, what is Nardcore? Please define it for us.
Nardcore is a scene out of Oxnard.
Right.
It started in the early 80s. And so the way the name came about was Ismael Hernandez of Dr. No.
Right.
Was just joking around one day, and he, they had hardcore punk, and he's all, well, we're Nardcore, and then kind of stuck. And from then on, they just called themselves Nardcore, kind of separate themselves from everybody, you know?
Right. And Josie, yeah, please, because this is like when we had Symbol 6, and I'm not up on the old school punk. And so please educate me. I didn't know Nardcore. I didn't know Oxnard had such a big punk scene.
Yeah, well, and they played with a lot of LA bands on a lot of big shows at the Olympic Auditorium.
Right.
I would see them play at Fender's Ballroom.
Right. So
You're shaking your head. Yeah.
So Stan, was this your brainchild to do the Punk Rock Chronicles?
Yeah, you know.
I'm probably in some of those videos.
Yeah, you might be. You guys
I had a
watch it.
huge ass mohawk.
That was you?
No, you can't. I mean,
staged
no, my mohawk was so huge, and I was like always in the pit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had like the. I had to have the tallest hair.
Well, that's actually a good
So
question.
I had a really tall mohawk.
That's actually a good question. It's interestingly phrased. Now, of this documentary, how much of the footage is from the early 80s?
You know, a good portion of it, I'd say, like 40, 50%?
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the, we basically chronicle like the entire history of their band. So a lot of the heyday took place during the 80s. We do
And that was all on like VHS videotapes?
We luckily we had some people like donate some footage that they had taken from some
Right.
of these shows. And it's a little.
It's like
Lewis,
reel to
Video
reel?
Lewis.
I mean, what
Did you,
old
I asked you
VHS.
about Video Lewis. Did
Yeah,
you guys,
he hooked us up. Absolutely.
I know
Yep.
Lewis very well. He actually did for Pissan a lot of video.
Oh,
And
nice.
he's uploaded it. He's super cool. And I also was wondering, because there's like a handful of people, I think. Also, there's Richard White, who did a lot of, I think, the Stardust shows.
Yeah,
I
those
don't
were
know.
great back in the day.
So, Stan,
Yeah.
if you can get on the mic a little bit.
Yes.
Now, Jeff's got it all together. He's moving
Yeah,
it to
I'm
the mic.
gonna do it.
You
What?
keep talking everywhere but the mic, just Stan. But Stan,
What, Mike?
yeah, so see the big penis thing shaped right in front of you? Just go right
I'm
in.
staying away from that.
He's having some
Now you got
fun.
it.
Pretend it's Josie with a strap on. I'll get right in it. Oh, you're a married man. You're a married
I'm married.
man.
I'm about to have a child. any
Yes,
day now.
Josie, I was gonna tell you.
Congratulations, I
Yes.
think.
He almost canceled the show.
I almost canceled. Well,
Oh,
actually,
how
Jeff here.
close is
I know
it?
he was going to send me up to do the dirty work by myself, but
Are you days away?
Yeah, days.
Wow.
Any day now. So.
And how many kids is this now?
This is number 3.
Number 3?
Yes.
you guys
I'm a
couldn't tell.
family
You guys
man.
couldn't tell that he's showing.
Yeah, he is showing. Yeah.
I know. I grew with my wife. You know,
But, yeah.
it's a team effort.
Right. So, Stan, how old are your kids? Like,
It usually takes 2 people to make a baby.
Yeah. Well, I've got an 11-year-old daughter, a 6-year-old son, and then they're all about the same distance. You know. 6
right.
years
So
apart.
every 5 years you get lucky, and I know how to go.
I get lucky.
But so well, the reason I asked is how did they rebel against you, Mr. Punk Rock Director?
Yeah, you know, they're actually really good kids. I couldn't ask. I mean, I'm lucky so far. So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty normalized.
Like
I guess.
Sex Pistols are icky. I like One Direction. I mean, is it like that? Or?
Well, no One Direction in my house.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you laid down the law. And Jeff, you got kids?
I'm a single guy, so I'm just doing my thing. Yeah.
All right, good for you. And how did you and Stan meet?
Well, actually, we got introduced through a friend. He kind of branched out at the Punk Rock Chronicles project, and he had this idea, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to be doing this thing where it's a book and kind of like a biography that's going to be paired with the DVD documentary thing."
So we'll be able to
then-
hear it.
Yeah, so if it's
Get
on
it
the audio
get it on audible.com and we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, so he approached me through a friend to do the documentary part, and we were originally going to do something that was about, I don't know, like a half hour long or so, just a little supplemental thing.
Right.
And as I started compiling and editing this footage together, I realized that there's no way the story was going to be told in 30 minutes. So it
Now, is this
escalated into a
did it
full-length
start out as just a Nardcore story or the ill repute story?
It was always going to be just the ill repute story. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The concept of the book is actually each band will have their own. You know, whoever the next band is will.
Percent.
Yeah, piss.
Probably
You heard it here
not.
first.
A book about the band and a documentary, and it's packaged in a way that it looks like a CD jewel case. So
See, if you look at this
I remember
picture right
those.
here,
I remember those.
So it's pretty.
Right.
That's
right.
what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, I'll.
everyone who's listening can't see this, but I'm pointing at something right now.
I still have a whole bunch of those.
It's on the poster. No, there's a camera right here if you
Oh,
want to throw
here.
it on. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Make sure they got the shot.
Is that in focus?
Yeah,
Are
you're
you racking
okay. You're
focus?
okay.
Okay,
You're
cool.
okay.
And they're-
This is what I was
She'll
pointing
get a
at
good
right
shot.
there.
But you know, we actually went into production on this. It was late April, and we filmed it in one weekend, and literally had it edited and premiered it at a big at
Nardstock, right?
Yeah, Nardstock. And
so it's already been screened.
It's been the original version's been screened. We actually did some editing afterwards, and now it's ready for DVD. So
when's the anniversary of the screening? You could just do an anniversary and just keep letting it go.
Yeah, every year we'll have a birthday party for it.
No, wait, so wait a second. Tell me about Nardstock.
Oh, that was so fun.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think we're actually allowed to call it Nardstock, isn't that correct?
Yeah, it's Nardfest.
Nardfest. So
yeah, the people
Woodstock cracked down on you guys?
The people, yeah, Woodstock actually. Well,
Wow.
we didn't put the show on. Our friend Jeff Hershey put it on, but
So it's unofficially Nardstock, but officially Nardfest.
Yeah, we'll say it's that. Or
Did you guys
Nerdfest.
grow up
Nerdfest is
there?
okay too.
No.
Neither of you did.
No.
We're just
So you guys are not from Oxnard, but you're fans of the
we're
Nards.
just fans, fans of the music growing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Wait, but you grew up in Southern California.
Yeah,
I grew up in Northern California.
You did, and you grew up where?
Huntington Beach.
So would you drive to Oxnard and check out the show?
Fuck yeah,
I
always
know
go out
all
there.
the bands, both those cities. We could talk
really?
for days. Yeah.
Well, before we talk for days, because I want to make sure that I want to sober Josie up a little bit, and I also want to get people that have not heard Ill Repute a taste. So we're gonna right now, if it's ready, we're gonna play the song "Clean Cut American Kids."
And you can hear all the people say, what a clean cut American kid. Clean cut American kid. I'm a clean cut American kid. We're all clean cut. Clean cut American kid. Clean cut American kid. I'm a clean cut American kid. We're all clean cut American kids. Go fishing with my dad. You know I'm always such a happy lad. Go to bed every night at 10. Brush my teeth with a white light grin. I'm a clean cut American kid. Clean cut American kid. I'm a clean cut American kid. We're all clean cut. Clean cut American kid. Clean cut American kid. I'm a clean cut American kid. We're all clean cut American kids.
That's go ahead, Stan.
Very good. Thank you for playing that. Made
No,
my night.
I was. Well, you checked your phone. I was wondering, did you get the call or?
Actually,
Clean cut
I'm in
American
direct
kid,
contact with my wife.
Right.
Yeah, we're texting each other. So
Right, so it wasn't a text. Yeah, okay. So other than providing the perfect title for the movie,
Yikes.
Clean Cut American Kids is a great title. Why Ill Repute of all the punk bands in all the world?
Honestly, when I wanted to do this, Ill Repute was just a band that I grew up like as a junior high listening to. I'm sure like you, just young buck, and
Well, she was in high school, but that's okay.
Fuck you, Mark.
Well,
you.
I was kidding.
First
Joe.
fuck you of the
I was-
night.
I was-
And wait, we're halfway, so
I was-
doing
I was
pretty
gonna see
good.
a fight.
Usually it's in
Doing
the first
awesome.
5 minutes.
I was kidding, Josie. She was in college, but go ahead.
well,
Fuck you again. Oh,
Go ahead. Let's tell the story. Let's tell the story. You were in junior high. You were in junior high. You heard Ill Repute.
Well, I just reached out to Tony Cortez and I said, hey, I got this book idea. And he was totally cool. Everybody in the band was really responsive. And, they really made it easy. I don't think we could have done this documentary and book within like 8 months because we put this thing out super quick.
Right.
Without a band like Ill Repute, just because they're just on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were involved. They wanted this to come out. and they worked with us. It was a total collaboration.
Now, was this
They've
before?
been a hardworking band.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, they did a lot of
Was
shows.
this before or after they reformed?
This was after
Or
the reform.
simultaneously?
Yeah, this is after. I mean, I first started talking to Tony about something was 2010, so it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
But these projects take forever, and you got to find the right people to really make something like this work. And when I hooked up with Jeff and Matt Switzer helped us out. He also helped with filming. We within 3 weeks, we all had the same bond. We knew exactly what we needed to do, and we were on site 3 weeks later filming for like 30
That's
hours straight.
great.
Yeah,
It was crazy. We were actually up in Oxnard filming over a weekend just to get the interviews with these guys, and like all of these old Nardcore dudes like came out of the woodwork.
Oh,
and were
really?
like, yeah, let's show up. Let's do interviews. And it ended up being really easy to get everybody to just get it all done at once because everyone would hear about the project and it built up some momentum.
Right. So what did you find out about Ill Repute that you didn't know before?
That they're super like nice, easy to work with guys. I mean, like honestly, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna be
They really are.
We're
I
gonna be
mean,
doing a project about like this old school punk rock band. They're gonna be assholes, whatever.
And they broke
they're
up. They got back
super,
together.
super friendly, easy to work with. I was like, it was just kind of like a shock, like how like awesome of guys they are, and they really are just like super awesome
Yeah,
guys.
maybe they should change their name. I don't know. Ill Repute. We're the
Did
nice
you
guys. Yeah.
talk to my ex was in this band, Harry?
Yeah, he was actually talking
Harry
about you.
Trongini.
Harry.
Yeah,
He told me to say hi.
Did he tell?
I bet he did. Oh, did Harry?
Harry,
we did interview him.
We get along good. I mean, I'm friends with his band he's playing with now. Is like
What band is that?
he plays with Mo Madigan, who played in a bunch of bands up there too. They both came down here. I don't know which band they're doing now. I didn't ask Mo, but
So anyway, about the Oxnard scene.
well, they're a huge part. He went on to play with the Cramps.
I know,
They're
you told
both
me.
like a huge part of the Oxnard scene. They played both in
he was
several
in the False
bands.
Confessions, right?
Yeah,
Also.
False Confessions.
okay, yeah.
I mean, so it's.
Yeah,
I
Israel's
mean,
in.
they are like.
Those guys are playing again, big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's happening because we had Symbol 6 on here.
Yeah.
A lot of the bands that were on and that were in the early 80s.
And they're playing all the old shit too.
Yeah. They're the early 80s. They broke up. And I don't know why they didn't get back together. I guess some tried in the 90s when punk was coming back. Now it looks like there's a big audience for it again.
Yeah, a resurgence for sure. I mean, Ill Repute, when I found out they were just playing all their old stuff, I was like, I was amazed when I would go out and see them play. People just going ape shit. So,
And it's funny because now it's people bringing their kids.
oh, yeah.
And so you got like grandpas,
You got
people
like
with white
16-year-olds
hair.
all the way to like 12
People
year
with beer guts diving in the pit and the whole thing. And then you got like 12-year-old
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah,
I
the
do- I
12-year-old
still-
kids
I'm still
love
in
it
the
too.
pit.
It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's just that's. But what I mean, who actually came from the Oxnard scene that wanted to get? I mean, I'm trying to think of. There probably were some sketchy people back then, and now they're all grown up. I mean, what?
Oh, yeah. Either that or, maybe they passed away or something. But,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you say you got a lot of interviews with a lot of people.
yeah, we've got 13.
I don't know the exact count, but yeah, there was a lot.
Ton of pictures. The book has like 100, 150 pictures in it,
Right.
And then it's an actual biography. So a lot of pictures, like you were talking about, more pictures. People want to see pictures. So
Yeah, they do.
we crammed them in there. So it's like
Right.
appealing to look at.
Right.
Mine are all half naked though.
I think there might be some half naked pictures.
Yeah.
Maybe some have that.
From the waist up.
And
shirts
there's the
off.
other thing is there's I mean do you,
Punk rockers like to get naked.
do you visit did some of the old groupies came around?
Some of the old school people.
Oh, we're not going to talk about that. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like their soccer moms, like back in the day, me and Tony, yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. They're all grown up kids, but they're all like so into the scene still. Going to all the shows and.
Right. So is this is the scene back? Is Oxnard back? Is that
big
what it is?
time? Yeah. Tony Ill Repute's playing, Stalag 13's playing, False Confessions.
13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony and
Foxino's playing.
Carl's got a new band called Mothers of Dissension.
Yeah.
You've got what's his name? John's band, Missing 23rd just played. Those guys
right,
were
Missing
big in the
23rd.
90s.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so bunch of cool bands out there.
So that's cool. I mean, are there any new hardcore bands
There's some new ones.
Yeah, you got Bootleg Brigade. They're featured in the
Yeah. These guys are high school
documentary.
kids. They're pretty cool. They're
cool kids. They're really down with the old
Oh,
school
that's
punk rock
great. You
scene.
put the next generation.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
They just
Yeah,
play
that's
old
cool.
school, fast, hardcore.
There's
rock.
so many skaters. I mean, you can't be a boy without having a skateboard.
No,
you know,
it's still skate punk. It's still what it's
you
all
know,
about.
And the cool thing about this band is they were one of the earlier, like one of the first skate
Right.
music.
Well,
music
that's the thing.
bands.
That's the thing about Repute, and that's why when I was excited to have you guys on, I didn't think Josie would be, would get wet or anything. But when I knew that you guys were coming on, I know the
Well, because
name.
it's my language. These are close friends of mine that are involved.
I understand, but
That's cool.
I understand, but I mean, I know the name. I've seen the shirt.
yeah,
I knew people that
Aggression.
were into Ill Repute back, in my high school days. But I didn't know anything about it. I never heard the music. The music's great.
Yeah.
I got to check it out. But now you've got this film, and you're selling the book, you're selling the video, but there's no real bookstores or video stores anymore.
Yeah, well, it's not even for sale yet. It's going to be a pre-sale launch on March 1st. We did this pretty much out of pocket, and we just need funds really to print the product. So if you buy a book off us, and you'll get one, you know what I mean? That's it's a pre-sale,
Right.
is what we're doing. So, that starts March 1st, and we're going to have skateboard decks for sale, bat skateboards.
That's cool.
Yeah, making skateboard decks, and those guys do a bunch of old school punk stuff like Smut
Sure.
Butlers and
Sure.
Final Conflict, and then
Right on.
T-shirts, limited edition T-shirts, and
Right.
there's a bunch
I
of
just
little
saw
packages.
Final Conflict like a week ago, by the way.
Oh yeah, where were they playing?
They played in Long Beach
With Blast,
at
right?
Alex's. Yeah, my friends from
Which
Santa Cruz
one?
and
There's
Blast.
two of them.
What's that?
There's two of them. There's UK and US.
You think of
I'm
Conflict
assuming
or
US.
Final?
Yeah, I think it was the U.S. because they didn't have accents.
If they're playing, where were they playing? You said Huntington Beach.
Long Beach. They're
Long
playing
Beach.
at Alex's bar. Yeah,
If they're playing Alex's
awesome.
Bar in Long Beach, chances are they're from the United States.
Yes, I would assume so.
You don't-
Well, you'd be surprised. They've had some good bands go through that
Right.
Yeah.
venue.
Alex
So-
is cool.
And they've been the
Oh, it was
venue's
packed. It
been
was sold
around
out. It was
for a
crazy.
while now. I'm like surprised how long. What, like 10 years? You think?
I wouldn't know.
Right.
Who, Final
mean-
Conflict?
No, the Alex's bar.
No,
Oh, Alex,
is-
sorry. Space.
Yeah, that's okay.
He has a newborn baby on mine.
Well, here's the thing: is we were talking about this in the lobby. Is that Stan works with his wife,
Yeah.
and
Ooh, I've done that. How did
You've
you
worked
guys
with your
do
wife?
it?
You've
What's
worked with your wife,
advice?
Josie,
What's good
or-
advice?
Just mellow, man. Just got to work through it, and we get along really well.
they ghostwrite
Yeah, we're
Josie.
ghostwriters. So if anybody needs a book, go to universalwriter.net. We'll write your book, help you
Yeah,
formulate
Cool.
they write books for other people, and it's funny because I was trying to get some names out of him, he wouldn't give it to me.
it. Yeah.
It's like I
We
don't-
should promote him.
Classified info.
that's what I think it just did.
Email me, universalwriter@aol.com, universalwriter.net. Thank you.
So
Plug.
so there you go, audible.com and Universal Writer. But so you're with. Not only do you see your wife every day, and she, now she's glowing, she's in bliss, but you work with her on a day-to-day basis, and no wonder you wanted to go out and hang out with punk rockers and do a documentary. You're like, hey, honey, I'm doing a documentary. I'm gonna be out of the house for a while.
Yeah, she's on board. I mean, she wrote the book, so hey.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, she wrote
Oh,
the
okay.
book. Yeah,
How'd she have time?
I know.
What-
Yeah, we've got like.
This
ton
is
of
going to be your
projects
fourth
going on.
kid?
Third.
Third.
Yeah.
3 kids.
3.
Yikes.
Hey, honey, go write this book. I'm gonna hang out with Ill Repute. We're gonna do a documentary.
Did you bring the kids with you?
Is she listening right now? Is she going to get some
Yeah, she's
ideas?
listening.
Yeah.
No, she's definitely not listening.
Hi, Mrs. Mueller.
Yes, Mrs. Mueller.
Stan's
hi,
very
how
well
are you?
behaved.
Yes, trust me, he is. But Jeff, you're
Boy, good thing we didn't have. Well, I guess could have been a bad thing. We
What's that?
usually have half naked chicks in here.
well, go ahead, take off your clothes, please. Go right ahead. His wife's gonna have a kid. It's probably the most thrilling thing he'll have for a while. Come on,
Boy, if Hell's Bells would have filled in,
if Hell's
you
Bell
would-
would have filled in, yeah. Anyway, go,
his wife would be like, "You're not doing any more shows."
I don't know.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah. So, but Jeff, now you're the filmmaker of the two, really, right?
Yeah, I would say, I guess so.
You're
Yes.
the one. You actually hold the camera and you could light things and things like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, for something like this, most of the lion's share of the work comes with the editing because
Right.
you have to go through lots and lots of footage and basically tell a story out of all of the interviews.
Sure. And what other projects have you done?
I mean, nothing major. I've worked on like a pilot, and I used to do short films and stuff like that.
Right.
But I also come from a music background. I used to have a touring band and everything, so I'm kind of like the music thing makes sense to me.
Oh, really? Josie may have slept with you. What was the band?
Yeah, I was in a couple bands. I was in a band called National Product back in the day. and-
Wait a minute. That sounds
Actually, you know what?
Do you
You look
remember?
familiar. Wait, take off your shirt. Oh my
National
god. I know.
Product. National Product. What was the other band?
I was in another band called Six Shift, and then another one called Stench. And Stench was probably the most punk rock out of them.
Wait, Stench sounds very familiar, doesn't it, Josie?
It does. It's a good name.
Right.
It's a good name.
Yeah, I was. There's more I could have said.
I mean, I know Stick Stench.
I'm backing.
Maybe that's what I'm
I'm
thinking.
backing off on this, Josie. There's a lot of things coming to mind. But Jeff, the reason. Let me ask you both of you about
Fuck
because
you.
I have not seen. I've seen the coming attraction. What we used to call coming attractions. Now it's a trailer, but I've seen it on YouTube. What makes this film different than like a behind the music thing that we're used to seeing, a rockumentary, if you will?
Well, first off, you're not going to see behind the music on a punk rock band like Ill Repute. I mean, this is the only place that you're going to see this band
Right.
doing their thing.
Well, they did
And,
do Styx and Foreigner though.
Styx and Foreigner. Oof.
Behind the music, they're pretty punk.
I mean, that's pretty. I mean, that's right in the same genre of music. But
Milli
I don't
Vanilli
know.
was pretty fucking punk.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that was great. But I mean, but that's a fascinating story. What is fascinating about this story? How is this different from your regular rock documentary?
Well, I mean, you know, it is a rock documentary in a way. It just basically tells the story of this band. You get to hear it from all the people that were there in the scene. You got to hear a lot of the interesting stories that happened with the formation of the band, all the crazy hijinks they went through throughout their career, the highs, the lows, their little breakups, their get back togethers,
Right.
feel good story at the end. I mean, you basically get like the entire story. And what's so cool about this project is that you not only get it, you're asking me what makes it unique. The thing that's unique is the fact that you're able to get it in two different mediums. You have the
Right.
documentary, and then you also have the biography book. So put together as a
Right.
companion piece. I mean, it's
And after you
the
want to watch the
definitive
movie, you
story.
want more, and you read the book.
Yeah, well, the book goes behind the scenes even deeper than the documentary, you know. So they really complement each other.
Right.
We were really happy the way it came out. I mean, I couldn't have asked for the results from this thing. I mean,
Right.
this guy kicked ass with his
shucks.
directing and filming, and Matt actually, he was a big help when it came to the filming part of this, and it was just a collaboration that. I don't know. I think we just got lucky to find the right people.
And Jeff, you were
Who
saying,
did the editing?
What's that?
Who did the editing?
I did the editing. Yeah.
so Jeff, you were saying that you read it to
busy.
tell a story, and your wife was writing the book. Are they the same story?
Oh,
Or
no,
are they a little
completely different stories.
No, I mean, it could be
documentary.
two different perspectives of the same story.
It's just basically the book goes into more detail. I mean, we're basically taking the same source material and just kind of like transposing it into two different mediums.
The Rashomon of punk rock.
It is, definitely.
It is. It's really cool because
A nice
it
old
takes it
school
back.
film reference.
You like
I
that one? Yeah, that one's for you.
Kurosawa.
Josie's still going, I don't get that, but she gets it.
No,
It just
actually,
wasn't funny.
Speaking of stench, no, go ahead.
Oh.
Now that was funny. No, go ahead.
Yeah, what was I saying? Okay, I forgot.
Stench?
Okay,
No.
I just think the way it's packaged,
the story.
Let's just talk about Stench. Screw it.
Yeah, the story's about stench, and
Well, I'm
Does
sure-
anyone have
Stench
any
is gonna be
good
volume
road
two.
Well, I'm
story
sure
stench?
no, I'm sure when you were looking at that old VHS tapes, the probably stench was oozing off the screen.
there's some
Of
beer
the
on
early
it, old
80s.
steel
You
bill,
can practically
yeah.
smell
Early
it.
80s.
Yeah.
And how I mean that must have been probably most of the job is transferring that to something that is usable, right?
Yeah.
They have companies that do that.
Yeah, well, we were able to get the stuff digitized.
Right.
Fortunately,
That like
And,
scratches on it and stuff.
some of it was pretty rough. But,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean,
Did
it's
they have
it's
to
punk rock. It's
piece any of
supposed to
it
look that way.
together? Or
No, I mean we're only using like little clips here and there of things. We're not like playing like entire shows. We can't really fit that in, so it's just little.
Yeah, the way it sequences
snippets.
is it actually keeps you intrigued because it's not just it constantly moves. From like there's a lot of pictures, like short clips of video,
Right.
different angles of video, interviews, with cool people. So
So as somebody once again that I don't know ill repute. Now I know ill repute. Don't kill me. I know you guys now. I like.
They're gonna hunt you down.
I like the stuff. But how big did they get before they broke up?
You know, they
were ever
huge.
were they on a major label?
No. These guys are independent. This is underground music. They never really hit like mainstream in any way. You know,
they hit San Diego. I know that because I went to high school in San Diego, and guys rented ill repute down there.
Yeah. They're they kind
They
of
played a lot of big, let's say big clubs.
right, like the Olympic or
The Olympic Auditorium was huge.
The Golden
It was an
Voice.
Oh
auditorium.
yeah, no.
30th
Hence the
anniversary.
name, Josie. But I've been to the Olympic Auditorium. It's a big place.
5,000-6,000 people.
Right.
Right. I mean, that was kind of like their
Fights.
heyday. It was like 85.
Fights.
Well, I was gonna say because the punk rock scene sort of. I mean, it really peaked in the early '80s, and then a lot of the bands sort of dropped off.
Yeah.
So
Or
the
they transitioned.
late 80s.
late '80s.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's
going.
sort of. Yeah, it's still
A
going.
lot of this was late 80s.
Right. It was still going, but then it sort of went away for a little bit, came back in the 90s, and Repute did the same thing, right?
Oh yeah, that's all documented in the story. They basically, they were really big in the 80s and then had some troubles as the punk rock scene kind of died out towards the early 90s. Then they came back and then
But
broke
Dr.
up again
No,
and came
Dr.
back.
No did they stuck around.
Dr. No's always
Yeah,
been
they've
around,
had
haven't
different
they
singers.
stuck around.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Kyle
I
now.
know my band played with them in the 90s.
Dr. No always confused me because I know the guy from Bad Brains is called Dr. No.
Yeah.
Right.
And like sometimes they're always like, "Oh, Dr. No," and I'm always confused. I mean, I'm sure the next movie will be about Dr. No, but
Yeah. Dr. No's
Dr.
rad.
No from the Bad Boys, was he pissed? For Bad Boys, Bad Brains.
Yeah.
Bad
Dr.
Boys,
No was
Bad
the-
Boys, the Martin Lawrence movie?
No, not Bad Boys. No, not or the Sean Penn movie. No, there's another old school reference for you. No, Dr. No from Bad Brains. Was he pissed that somebody else called himself Dr. No?
I don't know. There's a
It was the band.
Bad Brains
I know,
documentary.
but
There's also a James Bond movie called Dr. No.
right, but no, it's the same spelling, Doctor and K-N-O-W.
K-N-O-W.
And it's all okay. So they all ripped off James Bond.
That's what it is.
But-
He was an evil villain from the
But that
first
was
James
one of
Bond
my
movie.
questions. Now, who's the next band?
We don't know yet.
Punk Rock Chronicles.
We're
What are you
actually
chronicling next.
we want to chronicle someone.
It will be exclusively in the Nard, or
I
is it
think
gonna
I
be?
think One Direction will be the next one.
One Direction or Justin Bieber.
They've had enough movies of them. No, we need more movies about Ill Repute and Dr. No and Pissant.
I agree with you completely. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're still kind of like in the process of getting this one out and done. But then, that's
but you got. I'm sure you got some bands in mind.
the wheels are turning. Trust me.
Right.
We have a short list, sort of.
And
I don't blame you. It's a lot of work.
It
goes back to my original
Thousands of
question. Are
hours.
these all Nard bands, or
I
maybe
couldn't imagine.
you go to the
No.
OC scene, or
Yeah, we don't know, man. We're open. I'd open for a band from Europe or something. I mean, it doesn't
Right.
matter. Just punk rock. you
Yeah,
know?
punk rock is where we
East
define
Coast,
it.
West Coast. You
Right.
know, as long as they're
right?
available, really. You know, because we want to do like
Why don't
20
you do
of these.
OC or San
There's tons of OC
Francisco?
bands.
Yeah, there's.
I'm sure it'll
OC
happen.
bands.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, here's another question, because obviously, folks, I bring the LA Underground to you here on the Dark Mark Show. I am decidedly not punk, as you can see. Although I'm wearing my anarchy tie.
There.
That
Nice.
counts.
Yeah, not really. It basically says, I'm the most rebellious guy in the office. But but I've got three.
Or asshole. That's a big A. Everyone would be like,
Yeah, good one, Josie. Anyway, so
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about anyone that wore it in the office.
right, that's even better. Anyway, but you guys are legitimate.
Did you wear it to the office?
I did not. I have. You guys, I actually have an anarchy T-shirt I wear to the office.
Wait, this is your office though, right?
Yeah, this is the office. Anyway, so, but let me. I'm going to ask all three of you, and I'm going to start with Jeff.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And I can look at all three of you and tell you guys are legit. How do you define punk rock?
I
Wow,
think
I
that
hate that
punk
question.
rock is basically like playing music just for the sake of doing what you love and not worrying about like what any kind of like predefined conventions are out there. Any band can be punk rock, what their music sounds like, but I mean, I just think it's all about choosing to go against the grain and doing your own thing
Right.
without any kind of boundaries.
Stan, you go along with that, or you got a different definition?
Yeah, pretty much the same. You know, just it doesn't matter what it is, how it sounds. You know, as long as you're having fun doing it, and you don't give a shit what other people think to an extent, I guess.
But some band that has long guitar solos and just drones on and doesn't give a shit about what people think. Is that punk rock?
I mean, it could be.
It could be, yeah. I mean, Blast has a bunch of crazy solos in their songs, and those guys are heavy.
And I think punk rock is how Josie replied when I asked that question.
I think it's an attitude. It's a lifestyle.
Like, I hate
and the
that
music just
question,
goes
yeah.
along with the personality. I mean, it's like you said, it's going against the grain. I mean, it could be anything.
Right.
It's just.
It's hard to define. It's just one of those things you know when you see it.
Right. And you can tell.
But
you
I'm
can
glad
spot
there's the music for it.
I'm glad there is too.
Good point. Me too.
No, Josie's actually she sort of drifted away from her punk rock roots and she's coming back to it now.
Yeah,
Evolution.
you know.
When he went to disco?
We lost her to the fetish scene and she was going to the goth clubs. That's where we met.
But I've always been like that. I was goth before I was punk.
Right. But
And as soon as I got into punk rock, it was like.
Yeah, screw these sad
I've said
people.
this in interviews. It was like a shot to the arm. I was like,
Right,
hooked.
right.
That was.
right.
I found my place.
Way to make a Philip Seymour Hoffman reference here in the show. But
ouch. Too soon?
and that's, I'll tell you what, speaking of punk rock, and nothing against you because you're cool.
You said this
Motherfuckers that say
earlier.
too soon
He
piss
just
me the
posted
fuck
this.
off.
He just posted
Everybody
this.
thinks they're the fucking Friars Club now. I hate that shit. Too soon, too soon. Who the fuck are you? What are you, Henny Youngman? Shut up. Not you. You're cool. But anyway, so.
Yeah, thanks for the disclaimer.
Yes. But you
That
just.
was
I feel
Mark
like
being
that's
punk
too late.
rock.
Well, really, that's probably the only time I've ever been punk rock. But anyways.
Appropriate time.
Okay, good. So, but Clean Cut American Kids is the movie. I keep throwing my phone out.
I know. It keeps sliding
I'm
off.
punk rock and I'm just trying to. But Clean Cut
Good thing
American.
you're not driving.
Right. Clean Cut American Kids. So I remember you were trying to coordinate this as far as how are you going to be marketing this?
Yeah, just a lot of social media, shows, passing out flyers, putting these up at record shops.
Right.
They're doing it old school
Networking,
style.
media, like you guys helping us.
Right.
Go to our Facebook, right?
Punk Rock Chronicles.
The
Yeah,
go to
Punk
our
Rock
Facebook.
Chronicles.
Facebook.com/Punk Rock Chronicles. I can read it upside down.
/ the Punk Rock Chronicles.
I know,
Punk
I
Rock
accidentally
Chronicles.
put it on there. So the Punk Rock Chronicles.
There's another question. Is there another Punk Rock Chronicles?
There will be. Unannounced yet.
No,
but
I mean, is there somebody else doing a punk? I mean, how did you?
Oh, no, there's only the Punk Rock Chronicles. That is
There
us.
had to be a Punk Rock Chronicles. Somebody did that.
It's just us. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it is the Punk Rock Chronicles.
Yeah.
I would have thought that.
Like no other.
Right. I would have thought a lot of people were chronicling punk rock at this point, but not at all.
Well, yeah, the people are chronicling it, but they just don't call it, I guess, our little name here.
Yeah, Punk Rock Chronicles. But anyway,
Maybe they just document it. Maybe
Right.
they're the Punk Rock documents, whatever.
okay. So
Documents.
all right. So
That sounds very official.
The Punk Rock audiobooks.
right.
Yeah. Audiobook. I want to look into that.
So I mean,
That's cool.
Yeah, we've been talking and talking and talking. Tell me the story. What's the story of this movie? Because we've been talking about it. A lot of people know ill repute, a lot of people don't. What is the story?
The story is 4 guys that grew up, these guys knew each other like in 3rd grade, 4th grade. I mean, that's how long they've gone back, and they're all grew up on the Navy base. And they were just growing up in the 70s, and they were rockers, and then they got a taste of punk rock when they were like in high school, and it was all history. Then next thing you know, they're starting a band up. And
When was it Ramones? Was it Clash?
some of them was Ramones or Black Flag.
Right.
They're into like the Dickies and like the
Dickies, yeah.
Yeah, they were going out to Hollywood a lot, going to shows, and
Right. And so we'll do it here.
yeah.
And were they the first, because you hear about like the Sex Pistols played Manchester and all these bands like followed around. Were they the ones that like started doing shows and everybody followed them around?
Actually, Aggression was one of the first bands.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually got more popular. They're around
Loved
earlier.
Aggression.
Yeah, Aggression rules. Big Bob's still around. I talk
Yeah,
to him
Big
all
Bob
the
is
time.
awesome.
Is he still big?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a big guy.
Right.
And so Dr. No and Ill Repute started around the same time. It was like 1981, and so, they kind of
all
jumped on
kind of
it.
saw Aggression and
Yeah,
said,
they hooked up with Circle One. Going to shows in LA. Next thing you know, they're
Dude,
playing these.
we got our stuff ripped off when we played with Circle
Oh, really?
One.
Yeah, that
A
sucks.
fight broke out and we lost a neighbor.
Torrent, was that recently or?
It was it was like they were starting to play again.
2 years ago?
Early 200, I think, like 2002, 2003.
Right. They're back in the early 200s.
Yeah, in the early 200s.
2000.
They had instruments back then? Like,
They were
I was the
banging,
lead flutist.
They were banging bones on rocks. And,
Oh my God, I'm never coming
you remember,
here after
you remember the Fred Flintstone when they had the thing and the guy that had the one
that
string?
band was awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, so Aggression. So
They were the first.
Yeah, they were the first.
That's Punk Rock Chronicles Volume 2 is Fred Flintstone's band.
Yeah.
I like
Do you
it.
want on Aggression?
let's do
that
it.
would be really cool.
So Aggression was the band that
Or
sort
are
of
you going
inspired
to do
all these
multiple
guys.
bands? Why don't you do...
We're gonna do each band's gonna have their own book. So
Oh,
it's
really?
gonna be a whole series.
So Volume 2 will be a completely different band.
Yeah, you don't want to share a book with somebody.
Yeah, everyone gets their own book. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
It's cool both ways.
So anyway, we got caught up the story. So they're kids. They see Aggression.
Yeah.
Oxnard.
Anything
The scene
punk rock's
starts.
they're just they're in high school. They're like or just graduating high school, playing in the garage, and there's like a little scene growing. And next thing you know, people are following them. They're playing shows out in L.A. They're starting to get a following. They got a song, Clean Cut American Kid, came out on Posh Boy. One of their
Rodney on Rock
compilations,
played
yeah,
it.
Rodney on
Rock,
Rock, yeah, and then they started getting better gigs, and then they hooked up with Mystic and started putting out albums with Mystic, and people just started hearing about them.
Right.
And then they started going on tour, and in 1980, 83, 84, they went on a national tour, and that's all
Right.
documented.
Right.
And they're scrounging back then. There's no cell phones or internet. Everyone had these calling cards.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
with the payphones.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, no GPS, what?
Yeah, just totally
Yeah.
lost.
I remember that with the Thomas guy.
Cars
all that
breaking
stuff, yeah.
down, and
Oh, yeah, I still have a Thomas guide also.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they had the GPS things, and then the phones like made those obsolete. I remember my friend got one like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's like,
Look
what do
at
you do with
look at
this?
It's like, okay, it's on my
Cool.
phone now.
Yeah, I know.
So how far back? I mean, do you have footage of them as kids?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have not video footage of pictures, though, what I
Right.
mean, of kids. So,
Right.
Yeah, it goes back from their childbirth. I mean, the story does.
Right.
That's where we take it. The documentary doesn't, though, but the book goes back to
And it's about time because you know what? Ill Repute, even though they're probably more famous than they are rich, I would imagine.
Well, they have regular jobs. They do this. It's
Yeah.
fun for them. They don't do it for a living. It's
Right. But
just
they used to.
Nah, I wouldn't say so. I mean, they're
They went on a
squabbling.
national tour. I mean, they were scrounging, but
Yeah. Still, they're scrounging.
Bands
They're not
do
making.
that
They're
now.
losing money. You know what I mean? They're doing it for the love of the music.
right. And that's what it's all about. And
Yeah.
it's funny because a lot of my friends
Punk
like,
rock.
well, I've heard of them, so they must be millionaires, and they had a song playing on the radio, so they must be. But no, it's not like that.
No.
It is definitely not like that.
Yeah. No, they're just regular guys with families, and it's rad because they still play shows. I mean, we just saw them play 3 weeks ago out at some warehouse in Orange County.
Yeah.
And then,
Awesome.
yeah, they're playing a lot. Not a lot, but they're around, and they're really cool to talk to. So,
But they have cell phones now, I'd imagine.
yeah, they have one of them has a cell phone, I think.
One of them has a cell phone. Okay, so good. And it's got GPS on it so they can get around.
Yeah.
Anyway, so where does the time go? Jeff, Stan.
Oh, jeez.
Now I got to.
Shit.
This is the time for. I know. And this is the time for the shameless plug. So pull that poster up and tell everybody where they
Okay,
can
here we
find
go.
us here.
Punk Rock Chronicles, Clean Cut American Kids, Story of Ill Repute. Check us out on Facebook.com/The Punk Rock Chronicles or our website that is about to go up next month, punkrockchronicles.com. In the making, almost done.
Right.
Disclosure.
There's a website there that just you click it and it goes to our Facebook. But we're actually doing a really cool web design right now where we're going to be streaming live video shows and
Yeah, we've been going out to shows and filming them, so we're going to have like a bunch of live shows up and just
That's
a bunch
great.
of cool content, like interviews, photos of other bands, like
That's
a lot
great.
of cool stuff. Yeah.
And please to put this up if you want to. You're more than
absolutely.
welcome.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
be great. Yeah, if we can, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
'Cause
sure. Yeah. So I mean, it contains my only punk rock moment ever. So all you gotta say is too soon, and
miss
I
it.
just snap. But anyway, Jeff, what do you have any other projects coming up?
Not really at this point, no.
If anybody wants to get a hold of you for any talents that you have, where do they get a hold of you?
Well, you can basically get a hold of me through our Facebook page, just facebook.com/The Punk Rock Chronicles.
Okay, you don't want to get
Write me a
stalked. I understand.
stalk me though, Universal
be
Writer.
crazy.
If you guys want to write a book, we're more than happy to help.
No, seriously. If you want somebody to ghostwrite something, he and his wife will do that. And Josie,
Just Google me, Josie, Josi, Cat, Kat, and you'll find my pages.
And you know what it's time for?
What?
It's time for the spank train.
Spank train.
Now, we've got a weird situation because we got two guys. So I was thinking maybe you would spank both these guys.
Okay.
You guys want to bend over the table and have Josie spank you?
Oh, I thought we were spanking you, but I mean, that's even better.
There's always
All
a
right.
switch. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Seriously. You guys come up. Go ahead, Josie.
Get the
Spank
music
me.
going.
Okay.
With the
this
bend
is why
over?
it's awkward.
Yeah, go
So,
take the
okay.
headphones off.
I don't need them anymore.
You don't need 'em. Have a wonderfully creepy week, everybody.